Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading intended for Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of May 2020. I do hope that this video finds you well, and if it doesn't, I hope that it offers some tools and insights for whatever challenges or situations you find yourself facing. I do have an astrology blog that is linked down below, and I highly recommend that everyone read it, even if you're not ordinarily interested in the astrology, because there is a lot that is going to be happening in the month of May, and I think it's really useful to have some sort of insight or tips in dealing with the energy that we are going to be facing, because we have 3 planets going retrograde: Venus, Jupiter, and Saturn. We also have the North Node entering into the sign of Gemini, and that North Node only changes signs every 18 months, and when it does, it usually has a pretty profound impact on our lessons and karma as a collective. So really interesting stuff. I will be weaving that into the reading, but if you want a more comprehensive or in-depth look at the astrology for May and even for the months ahead, perhaps even the rest of 2020, I highly recommend that you check out that blog, because I think there will be something there for you. I do also have links for personal readings and Reiki sessions. Everything I'm offering is currently 20% off. So if you want to get some personalized assistance or a little energy boost, now is a great time to do that. I do also have links for all of my social media, so for those of you who want to stay in the loop for all of the announcements and perhaps discounts and giveaways that I offer in the future, it's a great way to stay in touch. I post on all of my platforms, so that way people don't miss out on anything that I am doing. And of course, I want to thank all of you who have liked, shared, and commented on this channel, as well as subscribed. It helps my channel grow, and it allows me to keep putting out this work, and I really appreciate all of the support that everyone has given me. I hope you feel as welcome on this channel as you have made me feel on YouTube. Now, I am curious to see what we have for you, Leo. I'm going to start the shuffling now. As I am doing that, I just want to give my friendly reminder that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the energy could also be coming in the reverse, so it might not even be pertaining to you, but somebody else in your own life. And if this reading does not resonate very strongly, or you just like greater clarity on something, you are more than welcome to check out your other signs, your Moon, Rising, or Venus sign videos. If you don't know what those signs are, I have linked a natal chart calculator in the description box down below, which should be able to help you out. So what are my messages for Leo? Or what are the messages for my Leos? Show me clearly. What should we be aware of for the month of May 2020? Show me clearly, please. Thank you. There we go. Alright, no kidding. We're starting off this reading with the world in reverse, and whose world hasn't been turned up on its head lately? That's kind of just what comes to mind here. I do have this 9 of Cups that is coming out with this world in reverse, though. And Leo, I feel like a lot of you there's been this change that a lot of you have been resisting for a long time. And with lockdown, with the pandemic, it was almost a catalyst for some of you. And while it may not have felt comfortable or like something that you wanted, this shift, this change that you've been resisting is actually helping you bring you towards your manifestation or your heart's true desires with this 9 of Cups. And I do have this Justice card here. I think you have been making some decisions finally. And you've decided to take your own happiness seriously. And you've been righting the wrongs finding balance with this scale. And you could still be in this balancing act in the first half of May. I see a lot of you looking into the future, looking off into the distance with this Two of Wands. Who isn't right now? For some of you, there could have been a situation with a Libra with this Justice card. Or maybe a fixed sign, another Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, or Aquarius, where you really had to make a decision that didn't necessarily feel good, but you knew it was the right decision. But I can't help but wonder if some of you are still sort of regretting a decision that you've made, or second guessing yourself here with this Two of Wands, because even though you're looking into the future, I still get the sense that with the way the world is right now, some of you are like, ooh, was that really the right thing for me to do? Maybe I should go back. And, you know, with Venus going retrograde, especially towards the middle of the month, that really could be a temptation for some of you. But I want to remind you, you were resisting this change for a really long time because you didn't trust in the blessings that would come after it. And even if you don't necessarily see any tangible blessings in the visible horizon here with this Two of Wands, it doesn't mean that they're not there. I actually feel like a lot of you were in a glass ceiling, either with your job or with a loved one. And you really tried to hang on with this World card here. But eventually you had to just make this decision. This head over heart decision. I kind of want to clarify this Two of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands here? Okay, the Hermit and the Nine of Pentacles. Well, that's why you were staying in this old situation. It was comfortable. And with the Nine of Pentacles, you're not in your comfort zone anymore. A lot of people aren't right now. And you're really taking some time to reflect here with this Hermit card. And you may not you may not have a course of action for the first half of May. And that's okay. I actually think a lot of you are reconnecting to yourself, especially with this Nine of Cups, filling up your own cup. And it may feel a little lonely. You may really be feeling loneliness at the start of this month. Some of you are going to have to come out of your comfort zone to open up and reach out to other people. But I actually feel like this is really a time for you to get clear in yourself. And that's really what this lockdown, this isolation has afforded us a chance to do, at least some of us. And if it hasn't, then all the more reason I think it's important for you to spend time with yourself. Especially if you're an essential worker, on the front lines. Let's see. Let's pull some more cards here. Where is all of this going? Where is this going in the second half of May? Show me clearly. Ooh. Feeling a little stuck with the Eight of Swords. And the Knight of Cups here. You're really trying. You're trying to move forward into something. I feel like some of you are really trying to find love, actually. Whether that be through another person or through something that you're doing. But it feels stuck. You feel trapped. Maybe trapped inside yourself. Or trapped in your situation. And it's like, Michael, I know I need to leave this behind, but I don't know what to do. I don't know how I can do that right now. Maybe for some of you, it's just making the decision. With this Queen of Swords. With this Justice card, so similar. And with Venus in retrograde, it's bringing up a lot of issues that have been kind of sensitive areas for people already. Which is why I think this one is going to be really, really potent. Because Venus pertains to relationships, to intimacy, to our sense of security, our finances, our possessions. All of these things that have been really strained and are undergoing great transformation for a lot of people. And it's so... This is so bizarre for my channel, Leo, because you're stuck in the emotions here. With this Eight of Swords and this Knight of Cups. And this Queen of Swords, it's not about you not paying attention to your emotions. Actually, you should be very aware of how you're feeling, because that's often going to be influencing the way you're looking at a situation. And being like, well, if I'm feeling lonely right now, I'm just going to be looking for things that make me feel more lonely. Or I'm just going to be trying to reach out to people who I don't really feel connected to. And just being aware of how your emotions could be affecting your behavior in that way. But ultimately, Leo, this is really a month for you to observe and be in the mind. And that doesn't mean disregarding your heart, like I was just describing. You still have to be aware of your emotions, but you can't let them make the decisions for you all the time. We do have an Emperor in the reverse. Could be Aries energy for some of you. Some of you actually are feeling stuck in a situation. And you haven't been able to go forward. And isolation, quarantine, the pandemic has almost kept you in a situation that doesn't feel good. And if that's the case, it's really going to help you to not be so easily stirred. Even if your emotions are very strong, you do need to communicate to somebody here. If that's resonating for you. And maybe in different areas of your life, both of these messages are for you. But if you're in this situation where you're stuck right now, it's important for you to not be very reactive with your emotions, because you might risk cutting someone's head off or saying something that you could regret. Even if it's with this person who's being a little controlling or power tripping with you, don't engage in the power trip. And if that's not the situation you're in, then you're still feeling a little unsure of yourself. And that could really be and or. Let's see a little more with this Emperor in reverse. Why is the Emperor in reverse here? I really feel like this is a month for you to meditate. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. This is family stuff, this Emperor. I feel like a lot of this I was just talking about was actually family stuff, because we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse and the Devil card. Some of you are dealing with a very traditional family, or just kind of this is the way things have always been. And if you're not even surrounded with your family, then you've internalized some of those beliefs and it's affecting you now. And this is why you can't really trust these emotions per se, because you've taken on this conditioning. And I do see this Temperance card at the bottom of the deck here, Leo. This is really a month for healing, and healing your subconscious. Whatever it was that you've taken on. And this makes a lot of sense because we do have a full moon that is going to be happening in your 4th house in the sign of Scorpio. And that's actually going to be occurring on the 8th. So if you're resonating with this and kind of struggling with all of these beliefs or programming, I really recommend that you do something around the 8th, around the Scorpio full moon. It doesn't even have to be on the exact time, to sort of release that. Yeah, I'm not liking this Emperor and Devil card energy here. It feels like a patriarchal sort of energy. Or at the very least, a very traditional energy. And it's okay if you're a traditional person. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But it's something that's holding you back right now. Your family's expectations that you've internalized in yourself, and maybe you don't even realize that yet. And that's also blocking your love life, by the way. I'm seeing that with the 8 of Swords and the Knight of Cups here. So let's pull some animal cards for you, Leo. Let's get some animal helpers for this month. I love these cards because you can actually call on these animals kind of in the spirit realm to help you if you're experiencing any sort of challenges or you're just feeling alone. Of course, you have Rabbit that pops out first here. And this is kind of a card of fear, of being paralyzed with fear. And maybe that is that sort of stuck feeling. Even if you've left something behind, Leo, even if you've left something behind, wow. You might still have some of your energy in an old situation or an old relationship. And it's really important for you to ground and be present. because a lot of the time rabbit freezes up. It looks for threats. And if you find yourself feeling stuck or frozen, which a lot of you are, with this Knight of Swords, or I'm sorry, the Eight of Swords, it can be really helpful to just listen. Like quite literally as like a meditative practice. Open monitoring meditation is what this is called. Where you just become aware of the environment around you, very mindful. Ideally, if you can do this outside, if you're able to do that, that can really help ground you all the better. You do also have the Panther card, shadow work. This is a card of letting things go, even if it hurts a little bit. And sometimes Panther comes into our life because she's actually a very maternal energy. And she's been watching us from the shadows, seeing the ways that we haven't been living up to our potential. Or that we haven't been doing the things that really fulfill us. And she'll come in and pounce on that thing, kind of destroy it. And it can feel devastating in the moment. That's sort of what I had with that World in Reverse card at the very start of this reading. And you want to hold on to it, you want to cling to it, but actually it's something that's been holding you back. And with this Devil card energy, you've been holding yourself back, or something has been holding you back. And it's actually trying to break you free, but you're feeling very stuck. And if you can't be physically free of this situation, then it's a shift in your perspective here as this Queen of Swords. Some of you, we do have this Fox energy. This is very interesting. There could actually be new love coming in for you as well. Or maybe someone you're even interested in approaching, but it's feeling stuck right now. Because we have the Eight of Swords with the Knight of Cups here. And a lot of the time the Venus retrograde isn't a great time to start a relationship anyways. And if you're in that situation, you do have the Temperance card here. It's taking things slow, developing a relationship over time. That's really key here. But with this Fox energy, it's kind of this slippery, magnetic, alluring energy. And sometimes Fox will come into our lives and charm us, and then as soon as it sees us, it runs off. And sometimes we misread that as a lack of interest, but a lot of the time it has something to do with this Fox, this other person or this situation. Sometimes it is the universe inviting you into something new. So there may be this sort of slippery opportunity or this new person who's trying to get you out of the situation, cause you to move into a new chapter here. And you kind of have to pursue it a little bit. Or reach out to this person. Kind of follow them into the woods. Where are they leading you? Where is this taking you? But you're going to have to do your shadow work first. I think it's after you do this work, after you have this internal shift, that this new person comes in. And it may not even be in the month of May. And those are all the messages I am pulling for you right now. I do hope that this was helpful for all of you, Leo. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what it is that you've had such a hard time giving up. Maybe it's time to just comment down below what it is that you're finally letting go of and embracing in your new life. And I have all of my links for personal readings and Reiki sessions. Again, everything is 20% off. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, Leo. Have a great month.